too much. But Legion Commander, very popular for Team Tinker and
yeah, I
Whisper
mean,
as well.
it's not like Bristleback the hardest hero to play.
That's you know, it's
Sort of
that's a true statement.
just turn around and click your cool spray as much as you can.
Well, some introductions for Evil Geniuses. Victorious in game number 1, unconventional draft in game number 2. It's going to be Arteezy on the Storm Spirit, PPD on the Skywrath Mage. Zai is going to be on the Visage. In the mid lane, we've got the great Fear Pudge, and all the way down bottom, it's going to be Universe on that Tidehunter.
Yep, and then on the side of Team Tinker, we're going to have Pycat playing the Legion Commander, EGM on the Wisp, Bulba playing the support Witch Doctor, Sing Sing on the core Bristleback, and Quickfa playing the Necrophos.
Far behind, and there's a concussive shot to try to slow down anything happening here. And
to battle.
It's going to be an easy lane Arteezy Storm Spirit, so throwback to Mason.
So it is going to be a safe lane Storm.
Double Ring of Protection.
Tougher Ring of Protection. Honestly,
I think 11 armor.
This build is actually probably the... Okay, I don't want to say it's the best build on every hero, but it's actually extremely strong on these ranged heroes that are in the safe lane, because at some point you end up tanking the tower, and it actually mitigates a lot of damage that comes through from the creeps, and then it's going to mitigate pretty much any harassment that the offlane is going to deal out to you, so it's actually quite strong in my opinion. But I know some people think it's really dumb, but I personally am a fan.
I mean, I can see it against the Bristleback, you know, that's a lot of physical harass. It seems reasonable. I'm not gonna hate on it, but Pycat's gonna be in the mid lane on the Legion Commander going up against the Pudge, and I actually have no idea what this matchup looks like, but it is a Pudge, so I think there's the X factor available. Okay. I'm looking forward to this one. Universe is gonna be matching up against Koikva, who is solo on bottom lane. Paralyzing cast starting this one now. Arteezy taking a lot of damage here.
This is like not the kind of lane you want to be playing. This is Storm Spirit. And I mean, this is when the lane is not. I mean, this is when that starting item of the 2 Ring of Protections is actually not that strong when you're against the offensive tri lane, because he doesn't have enough regen to stand against this lane.
Word's gonna go down. They're gonna run on through. Looks like they might be able to just kill Arteezy here. He's walking back into the woods. Concussive shots coming in. Wisp is gonna be hit by that one. Now they're gonna try to turn it around. Burst Blood for Arteezy, killing EGM. Sing Sing now taking damage, and what looked like a good start for Team Tinker might have just fallen on its head as Arteezy gets a double kill at 1 minute in. Oh my god. Well,
what a disaster.
That could not have gone worse.
I mean, this lane was actually going really well for Team Tinker. I think they just overplayed their position just a little bit, and maybe not expecting that much burst coming out from Zai on the Visage, but the Wisp, I mean, this hero's only at 400 HP, 450 HP, 0 armor, and just gets disintegrated by EG's heroes.
Yep.
And I mean, they've basically thrown this lane away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're supposed to come back from that. Arteezy, how his boots, Bassi, he is in completely fine shape, getting that double kill. And what a complete disaster.
Yeah.
Team Tinker.
And in the mid lane, Fear doing quite well against the Legion Commander, up to 10 CS against the 9 of Pycat. In the off lane, we're gonna have the Universe versus Quickfa's Necro. I imagine Universe will have an easy time early in the laning phase, but it's going to get progressively harder as Quickfa gets more points than the Despot and Sadist.
And continuing on in this top lane, how are things going to progress? I mean, Team Tinker are still committing 3 heroes here, but when something like that happens, it almost feels like, you know, it's just over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They shouldn't be committing 3 heroes to this lane anymore. They should really... You kind of have to give up, because at this point EG are going to try to push the lane, get the double stack pull going, and just deny them even more experience. And I think the correct response from Tinker would be to maybe have Bulba on the Witch Doctor stacking these Ancients, and then EGM on the IO double stacking the jungle, like these 2 camps, and you know, just come back through stacks. But I don't think there's any way they come back through kills in this lane.
Yeah, and continuing forward, I mean, they just can't really seem to get too much out of this lane. And like you mentioned, EGM is just so delicate, very easy for him to get bursted down by Zai. And I'm interested to see when Fear starts rotating out of this lane, starting to go to work on the Pudge. Tranquil's finished up.
Probably either when he gets that level 6 or level 7 is probably when we're going to see some rotations coming out from Fear. And I think at this point in the lane is actually going to be quite difficult for him, especially with the DD on Pycat, but this overwhelming odd spell going to be doing so much damage.
Really good against him.
Yeah.
And custom shotgun out Sing Sing, charging down PPD. Might be an opportunity here.
Is caught out a little bit out of position. He actually might fall here.
Fear is rotating up, has an invis room. PPD taking a lot of damage. And it looks like he is going to go down here. The Wisp going to do it.
Oh, how many kills are they going to
turn this back around? Now Arteezy's here. They are far behind enemy lines. Fear is here, waiting for his opportunity. There's the hook onto Pycat, holding away from Arteezy, who continues to spam out the overwhelming odds. He is going to bring him down, and Team Tinker actually doing just fine in this fight. Zai, he's going to fall as well. Double kill for Boba.
So PPD with a bit awkward positioning gets caught out alone against the Wisp and Bristleback and just gets gooed down. They're able to catch up to PPD, take him down quickly, and then it turns into a 4 versus 3. I thought they might get one of the supports in trade, but unfortunately Fear hooked on to Pycat, and I mean he just has too much life, and then he just was able to heal himself up.
I think you're looking to pull away the Witch Doctor, the Wisp in that one, just blow them up instantly.
But really good plays from Team Tinker, and that actually gets them right back into this game, especially in this aggressive tri lane.
What a weird game we've had thus far. PPD stacking and pulling, trying to get some experience for himself, and Zai sitting behind Arteezy now. Fear just continuing to sit in this mid lane farm up. Now it does have the level 6, and we'll see if he does go for the bottle after these Tranquils have been finished up.
And Quickwa doing quite well in this safe lane, goes for the Hand of Midas recipe as he's at 29 CS to the 20 of Universe.
Well, continuing forward here.
Well, that was an interesting salve usage.
Who salved?
Quickwa. He salved at 600 life. Yes, well, 700.
Gotta stay full, you know. Pycat bottling up another double damage, and this lane's only gonna get harder for Fear.
I actually think, although Pudge does have 1,000 life, but I'm trying to think if there's a possible rotation that could net them a kill onto the Pudge, because they really want to secure some dual wins really for this Legion Commander to get her snowballing.
And now they're just sitting up in this top lane, and this game is just really awkward now. I mean, Fear is farming, which is great, but Pycat now activates the double damage rune. He's going to rotate around here. Does have duel available. Ravage is available for Universe as well, but he's going to have to use that immediately. Otherwise, he's just going to get dueled. He's going to get dueled. Reaper Scythe available. That's going to slam down. There's a duel win for Pycat.
Yep, and that's very important for Pycat. It's really important that you get these first couple duels to succeed, and that is Quickwa's Midas as well, so... And also a 40-second death timer on the side of the Universe, so... I mean, both of those very important things. Not only winning the duel, but getting the kill during Reaper Scythe to add that additional death timer.
Yep, and... I mean, in addition, Fear... He went for the level 6 hook there. Now Lane's missed, but now they're going to go on Arteezy in the top lane. He's taking damage. There's the wand, trying to make it out of here. It looks like he is going to be okay. Zai going to turn around, try to nuke down Bulba, who is taking a lot of damage. Voodoo Restoration going to work, though, and he's trying healing 3 heroes at once.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like PPD still lingering in this bottom lane. Not really accomplishing too much with his first rotation down here, but it is freeing up a lot of space for these Team Tinker supports, as this top lane is pretty much... I mean, our EG can't fight right now, while PPD isn't here. And Arteezy is almost to his level 6, a really important level for him, obviously, because he gets that Ball Lightning. So, I mean, this tri-lane is going to be pretty much of no threat after he gets level 6, unless he runs out of mana.
Yeah, as long as he plays conservatively, it should be pretty easy for him. stay alive. Maybe they have a little bit of a better initiation tool. Bristleback may be a bit too tanky to kill, but Wisp and Witch Doctor have to be popular targets for him to go after. And another rotation, Pycat's coming in.
Yeah. Has the haste rune. It's gonna wear out right now, but if they can get this duel off on Arteezy.
He's not yet level 6, so he's still stuck. They're gonna have to dive way into the woods. This did not go well the last time they had to do that. Is there gonna be any rotations though from EG? There's the duel on Arteezy's eye, trying to nuke off someone. No dual win, but Arteezy is gonna go down. Fear is here, pulls Bulba out of the woods. He gets brought down, hooked. Visage has died as well, and now they're stuck in the woods. One is gonna TP out. That's Pycat. Universe is here as well, and there is a TP scroll for the Bristleback. No relocate. Are they going to grab this? Yes, they are. Down is going to go sinking here sooner rather than later. They're going to try to man up though. Fear using that rot. Fear actually getting pretty low. EGM using the overcharge, trying to keep Sing Sing alive. Down goes Fear. Universe is going to die as well. Sing Sing still able to turn this one around. In comes the flare. He's still alive. This is a clowny fight in the woods. They've been back here for so long, and now finally down goes EGM. Arteezy gets that one, and in the end, I don't even know which way that went, but
definitely in favor of Tinker.
Yeah, they lose 3 heroes, EG's 4.
Yeah, EG lose 4 heroes. Team Tinker only losing the Bristleback and the Wisp, and they forced out the rotation from the Tide as well as the Pudge, and the Ravage was used, so really good for Team Tinker. And they also killed Storm before he was level 6, so Arteezy already with 2 deaths before hitting that critical level 6. And looks like Fear does find a kill on the bottom lane onto EGM.
And there's a Pudge kill that inevitably is missed.
Is under attack.
Jesus.
A little bit of all chat banter.
There's some all chat happening here. Pretty sure we don't have any rules against all chatting, and I encourage it. I think it's great. So Fear gonna continue to try to find some kills here, and Arteezy. So safe lane Storm Spirit, do you still just go for the Orchid first?
I mean, there's different ways of playing it. I've seen both the Orchid and the Bloodstone. I want to say that there was a couple games where Mason, when he was on EG, would just pick up the Bloodstone first. And it looks like he is going to go for the Soul Ring, which I think is definitely the right choice. I think when you're in the safe lane on Storm, you get the Soul Ring. But he could opt for either the Orchid or the Bloodstone first. I think both are good choices.
The Orchid might be appealing because it helps him initiate on Pycat, who otherwise might just be able to duel him. But Bloodstone definitely gives you a little bit better scaling as you head further into the game.
Yeah. And I think Bloodstone might actually be the better choice, so that you can survive through this duel.
Well, there's the pull on Sing Sing. Fear is here, gonna walk up, ult him, and Sing Sing is very dead.
Blink picked up on the Koikfa, I couldn't think of his name for a second. On the Necrophos. Universe farming up his Ancient stack, his Bottle and Arcanes. Only at 300 gold, so probably gonna be a while before we see that Blink Dagger. Interestingly enough, he has the Stout Shield, which we don't really see too much on Tidehunters, as it doesn't stack with the Kraken Shell. But
the one thing that you could say, I mean, about this delayed blink, he has gone for the Arcane first, is there's a Storm Spirit to help initiate. There's also, of course, the Pudge. So
yeah,
going for that Arcanes first to just continue to be able to farm up. Whoa, Fear just misses that hook narrowly.
Not too necessary to be having the blink this early this game.
Well, Koikva 1-0-0, 74 CS. He's been extremely quiet, but I think this is a situation that Koikva is quite comfortable in, where he's just sitting in his lane, farming up. And you know, back when he was on Team Liquid, this is something we saw all the time. And on Team Tinker, it's been a little bit different since they've been changing roles so much, but now he is just going to farm like crazy.
Yeah, and Blink Dagger acquired on the Pycat, so I imagine we'll see another duel very shortly. I would imagine either onto this bottom lane, or maybe they'll go for something in the top lane, but EG having a lot of wards in both bottom and top. They actually have really good wards right now.
A lot of vision here, showing the bottom lane. Some sentries up here, sort of in the mirrored spot, making sure that's safe. And Arteezy, after doing a little bit of jungle stacking, is going to go heal up. Looks like he is just going to continue on farming here. 1,500 gold in the bank for him, so not quite sure where he's going to be going yet, but we will find out soon. And
They are
Koikwa is
find
going to be
out
very found out here. They even use the Ravage. The silence used in Koikwa is beyond dead.
Yeah, and a bit of wasted time coming out from Pycat and Boba. They
Radiant's
choose
bottom
not
tower
to
is
smoke. They
under
don't even
attack.
have a smoke, actually. And they rotate to the top lane, but they realize, we're probably not going to get much in the top lane, and it's also lane warded, so had they gone for that, it would have been a complete waste of time.
Wisp relocate in here. Oh no, it gets blown up by the death board. Arteezy's here as well, trying to get away, but needs to be careful. It doesn't need too much damage. EGM, the Wisp is going to go down. PPD picks up that one. Pycat now trying to get on the way out of here. Does have press the attack in a second. That might heal him back up. Universe does not have the Ravage. He's just using that last. That's right. There's the press the attack. Blair coming through. PPD taking damage, getting right click down. There's the gush. He's slowed down. Pycat's going to fall. Tidehunter picking up that one.
I'm not sure, did they mean to not relocate the Bristleback in that fight, or?
I have to imagine that was an accident.
Okay.
I mean, it seemed like because he came in without anyone.
Yeah, I imagine had he come in with the Bristleback, I think they just kill Pudge and everyone lives.
Dire's
Instead,
top
they
tower is
only
under
kill the
attack.
Pudge and 2 die on the side of Team Tinker.
Now they're gonna move forward. Here, he's able to grab EGM again, and nice grab there.
Pretty big plays coming out from the EG in the last couple minutes, or I suppose you could
Dire's
say a
middle
couple
tower
mistakes from
is under
EGM.
attack.
Yep, and they're gonna converge here on the top lane. Fear is here. PPD is here. Koikwa gonna run through. There's the Blink Dagger. Fear hiding. Do they know he's there? Now they do. Sing
He's in trouble.
finds him. Oh, he pulls in Bulba closer to him. But there's the Reaper Scythe. He's gonna go down. Visage Birds are here. They're gonna drop those down. PPD drops down the ultimate. He wants to go Bulba. The damage is getting split very inefficiently though. Down goes the
Absolutely
tower.
ridiculous.
Tower has
Fear is
fallen.
dead for 70 seconds.
Basically forever. What a hero this new macro is.
It's actually just ridiculous, like how much additional death timer you can have it just in one game.
Arteezy is going to be going for the Bloodstone. That Soul Ring does build into it now, so that is a convenient transition for him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Zai looking to probably create some pressure here, but needs to be very careful. He is very aware of the fact that he is an easy kill for Pycat.
Like we're gonna have Bulba farming up the mid lane on his Witch Doctor. He's up to 3-1-3 with 17
Oh,
CS.
Peter just gets run down.
You're all chatting about his death timer. It is
Oh,
like
God.
really ridiculous.
It's
I
pretty
mean, it's
absurd.
15 minutes in the game, and he's got a 70-second death timer.
Get up, make a sandwich. No, come back around.
Make
Still
yourself
bad.
a drink.
Yeah.
Catch up on your favorite TV shows.
Yep. Return a couple of emails, and no, you're finally back in the game. 2,000 gold now for for Universe rather on the Tidehunter. So he's nearing that Blink Dagger very, very quickly. Arteezy farming towards the Bloodstone, getting fairly close as well.
Yep, he's about 1,500 away or so.
And it looks like Fear's going to be going for some sort of mobility item here, whether that's the Force Staff or the Blink Dagger to help him get some initiations.
It looks like Quick was actually going to go for
Universe.
this Dagger build.
Gets dueled on. In comes Sing Sing and EGM, and Universe going to go down. Don't think he won that duel
No,
though.
he didn't win the duel. That's really unfortunate. So he's actually only won 2 duels, even though they've gotten 4 kills with this duel. So a bit unfortunate that they haven't secured the kills with the duel, but
Fear shooting out those hooks, getting some
yeah,
more
and
big
like
kills.
I said before that fight started, it looks like
Dire's structures
Quickfoot is actually
are
going to go for the
fortified.
Dagon build on this Necrophos. So that is pretty exciting.
The single target bursts just kill
Dire's
heroes very
middle
quickly. We
tower
saw this
has
yesterday. Mosh from Navi
Dire's
West was
bottom
using that
tower
build,
is
and
under attack.
And it was
you can
really scary.
you can certainly you can kill pretty much anyone.
Yeah, and it was really scary for Navi US in that game, even though they were extremely ahead.
Initiation on Wisp, and he is gone just as fast as the initiation starts. Jesus.
Yeah. And I mean, Team Tinker are about 5,000 gold ahead, and about 1,000 experience. So, I mean, we saw the effectiveness of the Dagon plus Blink in that game, and
There's
they
the
were
Rabbit
behind.
Wings. Bottom lane, single target just on Bulba. There's the anchor smash. Zai now at the target. He's going to get dueled. Brought down. Hook though back. Here, pulls him near the tower. Arteezy comes forward. Sing Sing just about to go down. Still persevering though. And now, Pycat going to try to make it out. And Arteezy darting forward does not have enough for a pull. There's the Reaper side. Arteezy, he's dead for 73 seconds. Turning back around, PPD on the run, and now EG, they're the ones who try to make it out of here, but it does not look like PPD is going to make it. Dies to the very ending of that urn.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, and this game does not feel good for EG with these heroes dying for so long.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a type of draft that you really want to be behind from, especially when you have this core punch. I mean, it's not going to scale well unless you're very ahead. He's only got the blink. He's only sitting at 1400 HP, and with only 7 armor, that's actually not very tanky.
Universe moves forward, kills EGM, who gets a little overzealous. It's been a weird game for EGM. I feel like he's done a lot of things that he would normally do.
Yeah. Probably dying a bit more than normal. Although, I would say 3 of them have been because he's been clutch hooked, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe struggling just a bit playing against Fudge, yeah.
Pycat,
middle tower
choice. He's gonna go for the X.
Yeah, Pycat continuing to farm this top lane. Looks like he's gonna be going for that BKB rush. Gonna be very good against the lineup of EG. They actually have nothing really damage-wise against the BKB.
Yeah, this game feels like it's falling further and further away from EG. Arteezy, I think, gonna have to pull something out of the hat on the Storm Spirit and see if it happens.
Yep. Sing Sing gonna go ahead and pick up the Sange, maybe for either Heaven's Halberd or Sange and Yasha. I think both builds are fairly good. But he does go back for an additional Overcloak, so probably looking for a BKB himself, recognizing that EG actually can't do anything if we get these BKBs on our core heroes.
Tinker looking for initiation. Was looking at Arteezy. I think Pycat is in the vicinity. Ace it up, gonna move forward. There's a zip from Arteezy. He still has a lot of mana left. They're gonna move forward. He's gonna be all the way in the back here, continuing to zip back, and does not have enough mana at the moment for brother CD for the TP, but I think he'll.
Yeah, I mean Tinker just probably assuming that he's TP'd away by now, so not gonna continue chasing our search for him in the woods. Wakefa on his Necro is under the cover of Invis, so
this seems like someone's gonna die here.
Maybe it's only a Dagon 1, so I'm not exactly sure if they can actually kill anyone.
Cool. I mean, they know that there's someone linked here, as there is a tether to nowhere.
That was an odd play. I mean, I didn't think they could actually kill anyone, and there was too many heroes on the side of EG to go for a kill.
Moving along, Fear hiding in the woods, looking to grab someone and pull them into his clutches. See if he's able to find someone. Getting Pycat would be pretty huge, but he is also hidden in the woods. But the tier 2 tower is just dying. Arteezy wandering forward. There's the hook, gonna go out. That's gonna miss. Now they know exactly where Fear is, and he's gonna have to blink away. Special tactics by EG do not seem to be working out.
Yep. And it looks like Zai's trying to work on his Aghanims, but I think it's gonna be too little too late by the time he gets that item.
Well, Fear does grab Sing Sing. That's a pretty hard hero to kill. Relocate in the vicinity. Sing Sing, no, he goes down. And now EGM, he's gonna fall as well. There's no way he makes out of this one. Double kill for Zai. That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, really good hook by Fear. And they were able to just isolate and kill the Bristleback quite quickly. And that pretty much is the end of that push. There was this attempt by EGM to save the Bristleback by relocating back, but in the end, he just falls himself.
Fear off the mark on that hook.
Has Quickdraw completed any... No new components to the Aghanim, so he's still about 1600 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter. Kind of surprised that he decided to quit skilling this Dagon, to be honest.
Zai looks like he has been found out here. It's gonna be hard for us to make it out of this one. Cast, there's the duel. Death Ward goes down, Reaper's Scythe, and they use 3 ultimates. And Zai is very dead again for 70 seconds. Jesus.
I mean, we've already seen 4, I want to say at least 4 Reaper Scythe kills this game. So that's an additional 2 minutes on these death timers already.
And
that actually...
Oh, go ahead.
that actually translates into a golden experience advantage every time you get a kill with Reaper Scythe.
Because they're just not
Radiant's
farming,
bottom
right?
They're just
tower
not farming.
is under attack.
Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough life playing against this new Necro, and Arteezy is doing okay in the
Radiant's
farm department here.
bottom
Has 10
tower is
charges on the
under attack.
Bloodstone. This is kind of a balancing act though. If he loses a big fight and these Bloodstone charges go down, it becomes really hard for him to sort of build them back up again. So
Yeah.
the next team fights are going to be very important for EG.
Yeah, and they really have to win these fights before the BKBs come out on the side of Tinker. Looks like Pycat nearly has his BKB completed, about 200 gold away from his. Sing Sing with the Mithril Hammer in the base, so he's about 1,000 gold from his. And I think once they get the 2 BKBs, it's going to be very difficult for EG to find a solution because the Storm's not really going to be doing any damage. You know, unless they're somehow able to catch them out before they can use the BKB, but they don't really have any instant stuns. It can be quite difficult.
And far and away, Koikwa is topping the network. And this is not a surprise. He is 5-1-1 with 140 CS.
Yep.
Right behind
And
him
the
is
Midas.
Pycat. Yeah, he's the Midas, enhancing that farm speed as well. And Arteezy right in that same area. And EGM looks like he might die again. Can they get the hook? No. Oh, now they're going to move forward, though. He gets tethered away. Fear. Maybe looking to line up the hook here. EGM looks like he is just, he's dead again. Oh, hook off the mark by Fear. This game's getting
Arteezy
weird.
does find Koikwa in the jungle. Doesn't look like he really wants to go for that kill. Doesn't know where the other heroes on Team Tinker are.
They are gathering up, though. They're going to take down their first tier 1 tower of the game. If they do continue out this push here, can Koikwa...
They might not even be able to get this because Koikwa is bringing out his
Dire's middle
BKB, so they
tower
might
is
live
under
to
attack.
actually take
Oh,
this
but
fight.
Pycat has it
Radiant
too.
structures
Looks
are
like they are going to get the
Not
tower,
Koikwa,
but
Pycat, sorry.
we're going to push him away. Pycat here. There's the BKB. Drops down. Misses. Now silenced up. BKB used. A little bit of a crazy fight. Universe. There is the Ravage. Down goes the tower. It looks like Pycat fighting away. The Death Roar, though, going to work. Bulba, how is it still going? In the end, it's going to be Koikwa who takes it out of the better of that one. Gets a double kill as well. Now Pycat on the way out. He's going to go down. Visage takes him down. And, well, just barely. His eye's going to make it out.
You've got to be kidding me. I thought that fight was a complete disaster for Team Tinker. And then somehow Bulba is able to channel his Death Ward for about 4 seconds with the Aghanim Scepter, dealing so much damage to these 3 heroes that were surrounding him, and Team Tinker turned what looked like a disaster into, I would say, pretty even exchange. I think so. They lose the Bristleback Legion Commander and Witch Doctor for the Storm, Tide, and Pudge. Actually, a bit of an advantage since only the support is for
Sing, they pull him back. There's the flare. He is gone. Sing Sing disintegrating. Even the tanky Bristleback falling at the hands of those 2 heroes.
Yep.
It looks like Orchid might just be foregone here with all of the BKBs coming up.
Yeah, I
Go
think
right
Hex is
for
the
right for
better
the
choice.
Hex. I think that makes sense. With they're already going to be buying the BKB, so Orchid's very bad against them.
Yep.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
if they're
is
able
under
to get,
attack.
I think it's just so that they can kill this Bristleback. I don't think they're actually too worried about
Dire's
initiating on
top
the
tower is
Pycat,
under attack.
because I mean he wasn't actually that effective in the previous team fight. And if they're able to initiate on this Bristleback, hex him up before he's able to use the BKB, blow him up, that's a significant portion of damage that Tinker are going to be missing in these team fights.
EG though, they're clearing out this Roshan, and
Dire's top tower
they have
is
the
under
Medallion. Looks like they're going to be able to accomplish
Dire's
this.
structures are fortified.
They're going to lose probably the top tier 2 both though.
So they get this tier 2 tower in
Dire's
exchange for
top tower
Roshan,
is
and
fallen to
Oh
the
god,
dark.
EGM. Oh, he's
What
in
did-
this. He's in
oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah, very hard to see. But let's see.
Dire's
I really
top
wish
tower is
Valve
under
actually
attack.
needs to change Invis and double damage on Wisp and double damage on Razor. They're like impossible to see. Really frustrating actually.
EGM scouting out that one, but Roshan is finished here, and Arteezy the one to pick it up. EG on the balancing act, but I mean, the later this goes, Pudge becomes pretty irrelevant. There's going to be a lot of BKBs, which negates a lot of the damage from EG, so you have to favor Team Tinker as this moves forward.
Certainly do, and I mean, Sing Sing really not getting much closer to his BKB, still about 1,000 gold away from that, well, maybe a little less than that now, and he's really struggling in this game. It seems like every fight he gets initiated on and just dies before he's able to cast any spells, but hopefully that'll be alleviated with this BKB purchase. I think it mostly comes down to how quickly Arteezy is able to farm up this Hex.
He's getting close, but he's still pretty far away. Needs to finish that Mystic Staff and the Void Stone, so Arteezy's just going to continue farming up here, still doing a good job of keeping pace with Pycat, but unfortunately the other safe laner, Koikfa, is just much more farmed. 1,800 gold, Blink Dagger, Aghanims completed, Boots of Travel as well. We'll see if he levels up the Dagon now to try to get that single target burst up. That is a real thing on this hero, I think.
Yeah. Under attack.
Well, it does give you 400 at the current level, and the cooldown reduction doesn't really matter on a hero like Necro because you really want to be comboing it with your ultimate. So maybe you just keep it at level 1 and then opt for some other items.
And they're going to move on to Arteezy. There's the duel. Hook is going to miss. They tried to hook him away from a death ward. It's going to go down. Arteezy's going to fall. Dual win there. Koikfa is here. Reaper's Scythe still available. And up comes, he comes from the Aegis, is going to make it out of here. TPing as he goes and just barely makes it out. Koikfa tried to hunt him down. Might lose a couple of these Visage Familiars.
Yeah. I mean, good thing that Arteezy had the Aegis there so he doesn't end up losing any Bloodstone charges because they're just so valuable right now. And
yeah.
It's actually going to be quite difficult for Arteezy to play in this game against the duel because EG don't really have any real ways to protect him.
And now they're going to force EG and try to blow him up. Mirrors here as well. Ravage turning this around. EG trying to take this fight, but Pycat's still alive. Finally going to fall in the end. In comes Koikfa, moves forward. Reaper Scythe on his eye. He's gone.
Deleted.
Deleted from the game.
Enjoy your nap.
He's dead for a little over 80 seconds this time around, but pretty soon we're going to start seeing those ridiculous death timers.
I mean, we saw in that game yesterday, there's like, what, 140-second death timer?
Oh, God.
My God. Yeah, because if you buy back and then you die again to a Reaper Scythe, the death timers actually just get insane.
Yeah, net worth is still pretty similar. XP equaling out slowly, but I think the hero composition, you have to consider that a lot more than the lead with the Reaper Scythe, with the BKBs coming up for Team Tinker.
I mean, in theory, Pudge can scale into the late game if he is able to get enough flesh heap stacks, and the issue with Pudge is always, how can I farm items? Because, I mean, he's only sitting at 90 CS compared to, I mean, the lowest core on Tinker is up to 132 on the side of Pycat, so actually not doing that terrible of a job compared to the other cores.
And they're going to get a very easy tier 2 here, though, in the mid lane.
And if Arteezy is paying close attention, he would be able to see the Heartstopper, or as well as noticing that his HP is going down a little bit, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get a kill anyways.
Easy narrowly makes it out of that one. Some quick zips.
Yeah. Koikfa doesn't have enough damage to solo kill him.
And continuing on forward here, Fear. We'll see if he can get some more hooks off. Needs to make some connections here, but needs to be careful. I mean, Sing Sing is pretty hard for him to kill now. Seems pretty much impossible if he hooks him. Might need some assistance. PPD is here. Is going to have the Mystic Flare.
I mean, if they run into two heroes, I don't even think that's a fight they can win.
Ghost Scepter is the choice here for Fear. Is this going to be an Ethereal Blade?
I think he needs to go something like an AC, perhaps. Because he's only sitting at 9 armor, so the Bristleback and the Legion Commander are going to be doing quite a lot of damage to Fear on this Pudge currently. Maybe he could even opt for something like a Shiva's Guard, could be a possibility.
And Arteezy is just farming up the Hex here. I think that's what EG are waiting for. Zai has his Aghanim, so he is able to push out these lanes slowly. Arteezy now has enough for that Sheep Stick.
Yeah. And he does complete the Hex right now. Probably going to be sending out the Flying Courier shortly to go ahead and pick that up.
It is an Ethereal Blade, oh boy.
Oh. You
Oh
know,
dear.
actually, Ethereal Blade makes a lot of sense because if Fear's not the one getting dueled, he can actually just
That's true,
Ethereal
yeah.
Blade
Middle
either.
tower is under attack.
He's just gonna Ethereal Blade whoever gets dueled, so that'll actually allow Arteezy to deal with this duel much easier than he is currently able to deal with it, because
Dire's bottom
at the
tower
current
is
moment,
under
if
attack.
Pycat does decide to BKB and then blink duel Arteezy, there's really no solution, but now EG with the solution.
Well, that's the Ethereal Blade. We'll see how that comes into place. Also, we'll give him a little bit more burst if he's trying to get someone solo, but I think that dual interaction is going to be very important.
Yeah.
Goikova still farming up here. Has an ultimate orb. Could be a Hex of his own. Could be something like Scotty. Kind of depends where they want to bring this.
Got it, Andy?
On Necro.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a Hex.
Probably. I mean, most likely it's a Hex, yeah. Bycat.
Yep.
Maybe
I mean,
looking
it
for something here.
Could be Scotty, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's more likely it's a Hex.
Yeah, give them some additional lockdown, especially under the Storm Spirit, really important. Arteezy is up to 2,000 gold. It looks like maybe he's saving for buyback at the moment. Although you really don't want to be buying back, especially when you have like 10 charges on your Bloodstone. As it is going to reduce that timer greatly. It's going to reduce it by 40 seconds, so.
So if he gets Reaper Scythe, then a little less of the aggressive death timer for him.
Maybe that's the counter to Necro.
The counter to Necro is buying
Get
Bloodstones.
Bloodstones.
Hex is finished up here.
Oh, I mean, you can't buy back, right? So you just rely on the Bloodstone charges to reduce your death timer.
Yeah. Arteezy zips away. His Hex finished up, so
Oh my, Boba has a Shadow Amulet. Are we serious?
2 days in a row. 2 days in a row.
I mean, I
He's
know it
even
feels
using
good
it.
to win with shitty items, but come on.
He's just using it, walking through. There's the smoke purchased up. And Team Tinker going to go on the aggressive here with that Hex finished up. But EG, one step ahead of them, already smoked up. Wandering through. I think these smokes, they might run into each other in the jungle here. Arteezy is very far behind, though.
Yeah, looks like he does pick up his Hex and an Ogre Club. Gonna be working towards that BKB.
Oh, this smoke gank's
Looks
going to
like
miss.
EG is aware of Tinker's plan to push through the mid lane as they just drew on the minimap.
Not bad. Now they're just
EG
waiting
are
on the
just
high
gonna sit
ground.
on the high ground, yeah.
Make sure that they don't get the drop. There's the smoke dispelled. Pycat's going to know what's happening. Arteezy getting away. Zai looking a little frantic. There's the duel turned on, but Fear pulls him back. What a nice move there. That's going to get that quite a bit fair. Universe moves forward, but there's 2 BKBs. That Ravage does absolutely nothing. It does seem to make Tinker back up a little bit. Zai going to barely make it out of this one. Not sure how he pulled that one off. Now Sing Sing caught by the arrow, but do they have enough damage to actually kill him? There's a Mystic Flare. No, he's still alive. Very easily. Arteezy farming top lane and a big engagement there, but nothing actually happening. No deaths.
Arteezy actually TP'd away after the hook came on the Bristleback. I think they actually might have been able to kill Sing Sing there, but maybe a little bit of miscommunication, or Arteezy just not wanting to risk maybe dying to the Hex on Necrophos, but he does get
Arteezy.
hexed up.
Oh god. There's the relocator. Arteezy needs to be careful. Zips away. Does not really want to get Scythe. There's the Scythe moving in. That's going to kill Zai Universe here as well. EGM taking lots of damage, and he is going to go down. Not able to bring anyone back. Ethereal Blade there popped off on Sing Sing. There's the silence as well. He's going to go down. Arteezy zipping back and forth. Mystic Flare cleaning up, and Universe the one to secure that kill. Gem drops on that one as well, and Universe has a refresher. It's done.
Is it a refresher?
Yeah, he's got the parts on the stash, and he's got the perseverance.
And I mean, we saw that last fight. It was actually quite close, even though he completely whiffed the Ravage. I mean, both Pycat and Sing Sing were able to get their BKBs off during the Ravage, so. EG
Uh-oh, Peter.
showing
This is
lots
not a
of life.
person. Oh boy, he is. Birds in the way.
That hook wouldn't have connected.
Yeah, I don't
anyways.
think so. And they drop 2 birds there on Pycat. There's the Ethereal Blade moving in. Arteezy wants to turn this one back around. There's the Hex. They're going to kill him without even using the pole. Suddenly 4 heroes are dead from Team Tinker. EG finding some wiggle room in this game.
And I bet Bulba is just mad at himself right now for buying a Shadow Amulet, because honestly, if they start losing this
Radiant's
game,
middle tower is under attack.
I want to say it's going to be because he's not purchasing a BKB, because a BKB Death Ward in these team fights would be really... I mean, they have nothing to stop it except for the Pudge.
Radiant's
Dismember.
middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, and if Pudge is getting close enough to dismember you, he might already be dead with the Death Ward going off,
Radiant's middle
so...
tower is under attack.
1,800 gold even for Universe. He is wealthy.
Yeah.
Net worth Koikova still in the lead here. Arteezy not too far behind at this point, and see where the item progression goes from here.
And I mean, we haven't really talked about it much, but Koikova's hero is just gonna keep scaling better and better into the late game the longer this game goes, so... You know, I think even though Universe has gotten this refresher, I think it opens up a window for EG, but I still think that as this goes later and later into the game that Team Tinker definitely have a solid advantage.
Yep, and this game is just it's in awkward town now with the Pudge. I mean, this is when Pudge starts to fall off a little bit. This Ethereal Blade will definitely help him. It looks like they might be looking to smoke up. Do they have a smoke? No, they're just grouped up. I think might think Team Tinker is smoking, and half of them are, but they're just wandering in the Roche pit. There's a Visage Familiar here that's going to spot that one out, and EG not going to let this happen uncontested. An Illusion going to spot out Universe here. They now should know that he has that refresh ward if they're paying attention. Hook going through Fear, grabs up on Sing Sing, but then blinks away.
That was pretty cheeky.
And they're just trying to make this as tough as possible for them to actually take this.
Yeah, there's no way that they can actually rush. Especially not against the, yeah, and it looks like Boba is going to go ahead and buy that Ogre Club. I'm not opting to go full Shadow Blade.
That's the face of regret if I've ever seen one. Yes, I bought the Shadow Element. Yes, I'm still buying an Ogre Club. Bulba, please.
I mean, he'd actually be quite close to a BKB at this point.
And EG just still posturing around. Roche not easily being able to be taken by either team here. Now EG may be making a move.
BKB now completed on Arteezy, so it's going to have a nice 10-second invulnerability in this next team fight. Do they go?
They're gonna start
looks like,
roaching.
yeah, they're going to start Roche with Arteezy, and looks like Team Tinker have an idea that this might be going on, and they're going to scout it.
Some wild hooks happening here back here. Not able to get anything done there. Sing Sing poking his head in the Roche pit, and the Roche dance has begun here. There is a lane pushing in top, but with no one here assisting it, should be able to push that one back. Pretty big wave though. 4 range creeps.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
EG just staying grouped up here. I mean, with the double Ravage, there's a very good chance for them to win the fight, especially if they catch them BKB off. And there's the initiation. They're going to go on to Pycat. They need Universe to follow this up. There's one Ravage. He's going to get it off. Pycat doesn't get off the BKB though. Pycat moving forward. Duel goes off. Second Ravage happens. Koikova is he going to go down. Yes, he does not get off anything. Pycat is going to win the duel despite all spread. Arteezy going to work though, gets a double kill, and now they're just chasing down Zai. Looks like he is going to fall here in the end. Arteezy now trying to get away from this fight as well. Crazy fight there.
Alright, I guess I'm just going to eat crow because EG actually have no detection for Bulba, so he's actually able to get off a full, like a pretty much full channel duration Death Ward in that team fight because EG don't have any detection.
Oh, Arteezy suicide so he doesn't get Reaper's Sight.
That really smart play.
It's like, I am not getting Reaper's Sight. Worth that one extra charge. He had a fair amount of charges there.
Koikova
16,
does
so.
end up buying back in that fight, so his buyback is now on cooldown for 7 minutes, but it looks like they're gonna go towards Roshan, pick up the Aegis for him, and EG burned pretty much all of their spells onto Koikova. The 2 Ravages, they hit the Wisp and the Necro, as well as... And then they dropped the Skywrath ult, but then this Legion Commander and Bristleback, and we've said it before, once they pop their BKBs, they're pretty much invulnerable during the duration, and they just did massive amounts of work in the back of that team fight.
Yeah, Pycat able to get that BKB off before I think the second Ravage, and Arteezy just not able to do quite enough. I mean, he did do well in that fight, but impossible for him to kill some of these heroes. I mean, even a hero like Sing Sing, BKB off, it's still very hard for a hero like Storm to kill if he doesn't have the sheep stick up.
Yes, indeed. It looks like Pycat is invisible in the top lane. They might be able to actually find this kill onto Zai. I think if he just duels him and then they get a blink, yeah.
Press the attack. There's the duel. Boyk are gonna come in and oh boy. 93 seconds. Visage
no
down.
No buyback on Zai. That's actually really important because he does have their AC.
Yeah, he got scythed anyway, so he is not buying back. Poor guy. Dead for basically ever. Can't buy back.
Here I am.
Boy. Well, EG, we'll see what they can do here, but with one hero down, this might be the beginning of the end for them. Almost still just spamming out the Shadow Amulet. Trying to make that purchase worth it.
Looks like Universe is going to be going for the ultimate, or probably going to be moving on to a Hex.
Are fortified.
So,
Dyer's
and it
middle
looks like they're
tower
just going to
is
start
under
sieging this tower. Sing Sing does pick up his Basher. Yeah, they have the AC on Pycat, so a
Dyer's
reasonable
middle
Oedipus.
tower has
Maybe
fallen.
he could have gone for a Shiva's, but honestly not much physical damage coming out from the side of EG, so Basher is a fine
Radiant's
choice.
bottom
Raxes
tower
are going
is
down
under
though.
attack.
Sing Sing is just standing in the front, going to work. Not too much that can be done to stop him. Bulba's standing in the back here, waiting. And EG now does have the double Tide ultimate. Ravage is available. We'll see if they want to initiate there. Arteezy goes for it. Pops off the BKB. There's one Ravage. Pycat turns on one. Universe not going to get the second Ravage off. So he goes down in the duel. Looks like no, he is not. Reaper Sight as well, and that might be the end. Can they actually sustain through this? Death Ward going out. Bulba not really getting anything done with that. Arteezy too far away. Sing now back up. Arteezy caught. He has no mana left. He gets 4 staff back, but is that going to be enough? No. Down goes the Rax here, and
Dyer's middle barracks
Universe not able to get off that
Dyer's
second
middle
Ravage with the nice BKB by
fallen.
Pycat, darting back into that fight, turning on that tool to avoid the second one from going off. EG lose the fight with it a set of Raxes.
Yeah. Looks like they're probably just going to lose this top Rax as well. No double Ravage.
Nice hook there by Sing Sing, or onto Sing Sing, but can't actually kill him.
Maybe they can hold on to this set of Rax. Depends how aggressively Team Tinker want to play this. And there's no mana on Pycat, so they might actually just back off here.
Looks like they are going to. Arteezy continuing to farm up here. And, well, this game slowly, again, Tinker is just getting more and more advantage here. Net worth was very close for a little bit, but one Rax now down. Reasonable geniuses, and there is no Naga to carry them through the very late game here. Relocate moving forward. EGM is here, and he's just going to lash on to Sing Sing. He's going to start to go to work on these Raxes, forcing initiation before Universe is back up. Arteezy moving forward. There's the duel, and can they get anything done? Here he is able to grab one, but Arteezy just goes down. The Death Ward is too much in combination with the Legion Commander. Down goes Peter. The Skywrath Mage is going to fall. And Sing Sing is still full HP, going to go back to work on Raxes, and that feels like it might be the end for EG. Hook misses
Dyer's top barracks has
by Fear. The unconventional draft just not going to work out this time around for Evil Geniuses, barring some miracle here.
Yeah, I don't think this Pudge pick really didn't pay off for them.
Dyer's
He's
top
just getting
barracks has
outscaled by
fallen.
this Legion Commander, and honestly, Legion Commander, it's sort of like a better Pudge in the sense that Duel is similar to Dismember. And you don't have to kill yourself to kill people with the Rot. And, I mean, you obviously don't have the repositioning tool with the Hook, but I think it's just overall a better version of Pudge.
Oh, Arteezy's going to kill Koigba. That was a long-range zip. Something at least. When you have a fat Storm like this, it's hard to just duck out of the game because he does have such high potential. Killing Koigba,
Dyer's
but
bottom tower is
Koigba's
under
dead for a
attack.
long time.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is just in these team fights, EG really can't do anything against these 2 BKBs because if, let's say, they wait to use the Ravages, then, like, wait for the total BKBs to wear off, I think they're actually just going to lose the team fight before they're able to get them off just because they can duel someone. And if they try to Ravage first, then,
Arteezy, he's dead.
well, that's a lot of damage.
Was for
I mean, Bycat just takes a couple swings here. He's got a lot of damage. Just gonna pop the BKB. Get on out of this one. Not wanting to fight. Bulba in full retreat. Does have a BKB of his own.
So I think the only way they can win now is if they're able to catch out both. I would say they need to catch out all 3 cores in these Ravages, in the double Ravage. And I just feel like that's very unlikely. And Bulba does finish his Black King bar now, so only the Pudge Dismember is going to be able to cancel that up.
Well, if there's anyone that can pull it off, it might be Universe on Tidehunter. So we'll see if he's able to get the proper initiation to get EG back into this game. Now that they're 2 Raxes down, it certainly looks very bleak for them. And EGM just trying to make something happen. He has died a lot this game. 13 deaths for him, but it seems like it hasn't mattered too much with Pycat just scaling so well, with the Necrophos doing a lot of work as well.
Yeah. And Quickwa up to 4,000 gold. I'll be interested to see what he decides to pick up. He does have buyback available, so probably not going to be looking towards a big item until he has that available to him again. This is going to probably need to save up about 2,200 gold.
It's, Art for the Bristleback. He continues to get tankier, even harder to kill.
Yeah, and that's a big problem. I don't actually think they can kill Sing Sing anymore.
Quick pause here from Arteezy. And,
I mean, they were able to kill him a couple times before he popped the BKB with just a bunch of magical burst. But I don't actually think they're going to be able to kill him during the Hex or Pull duration, and then he's just going to get off his BKB at that point.
Yep, and still pause underway here. We'll see what the situation is.
So I think if you're EG, you try to push out both of these lanes with Mega Creeps and then maybe go for like a smoke play. The only issue being that all the heroes on Team Tinker have buyback, at least for the cores, so... Actually, Sing Sing currently not with buyback, so... EG probably not aware of how much gold he has, although they might guess since he just purchased a heart, but... Yeah, it looks like they are going to smoke gank.
Here they go. They're going to march on through here. I think they know that they basically just have to win a miracle fight, and a big smoke gank like this might be the way they can make it happen. Team Tinker is rather grouped in this bottom lane here. Highcat is here. Tradition there. They move forward once. Are they going to try to get the second Ravage off? Not even going to need it. There's the refresh. Are they going to continue on moving forward here? Koikoi is here. There's the second Ravage. A good fight for Evil Geniuses. Now the death work is going out here. Arteezy taking a lot of damage. Down goes Bulba. And that huge smoke tank paying off in spades as EGM gets caught by the birds. He might go down trying to make it away. Tether's doing creep, but nope, there's too much damage. He's dead. And a 4-for-0 fight for Evil Geniuses. Well, there's the smoke gank that they needed. Jesus. I mean, the problem is now is that they have to go back to their base. They can't do anything.
They can't force any buybacks, and so even though they may have gotten a lot of gold and experience from that, not being able to force buybacks is actually a real problem, because even if they're able to smoke and do it again, it doesn't even matter because they're going to have buybacks still.
Yeah, because the lanes are just way too far pushed in for them. They can't continue on forward here. Can't push into the base. They can't even kill a tier 2.
So can EG still win? So they are going to have the double Hex on Universe fairly shortly. They have the Hex on to Arteezy, so they're going to have 3 Hexes, 2 Ravages.
I'm over here.
Obviously both the Hook and the Dismember from Pudge. So they're going to have a lot of disables in these team fights, and Koikfa honestly might just look towards a BKB at this point. Obviously not an ideal item to get on Necro.
Not ideal, but it seems logical. I mean, he already has a Hex, he already has the Agnims. He has the big tools there, has the Blink Dagger for positioning, so BKB doesn't sound too crazy.
So these team fights no longer as simple as they once were for Team Tinker once the Hex comes out from Universe. Wait, it actually looks like it's going to be a Lincoln Sphere. Interesting.
Stop against the duel, stop against the Reaper Scythe.
Yeah.
There's not that much to disable. Well, the problem is that there's Nasal Goo to disable it.
My only issue with this item is that, sure, it might stop you from getting dueled, but I think if you're not getting off really good Ravages anyways, you're probably not going to have a chance to win, and I think with the double Hex, it actually would have given them a better chance to win these teamfights, but...
Oh boy.
Oh
Well,
boy, a refresher.
Pressure and Necro, 2 heroes are going to be deleted into the game in the next fight if he has his
I mean,
way.
in the last fight, he wasn't even able to cast it.
Yeah,
He
it's
died
true.
pretty instantly.
So we'll see if they're able to get... I mean, if the fight goes the way Team Tinker wants, this game's going to be over.
Yeah.
Done.
I mean, they're probably assuming... I mean, if Quickba stays back far enough in these fights and waits for the Ravages, it's pretty much guaranteed that he's going to get his ult off at least on 1, if not 2 targets at this point, so... That's probably the plan for Team Tinker now. But if there is another smoking coming out from the side of EG, it could be problematic if the Necrophos gets caught out again.
Lane's pushed a little bit further out than last time, but EG's still just, you know, the victims here of having to just stay in their base, basically.
I mean, I really think this refresher on Necro on Koikwa is like really cocky though. I feel like if you just buy a BKB, the game just sort of ends. But
We'll see. I mean,
Roche
I definitely can see what you're saying.
scouted
Roche,
out.
they know this is happening. Can they do anything about it is the question. I mean, you know Team Tinker is going to be standing way back. They do not want to get in this pick at all. Sing Sing can mostly take care of it by himself. There's no reason for them to commit more heroes into the pit, open themselves up to getting destroyed by Universe. They're just going to stand back. He's going to move forward, though. He gets Hex off on Pycat. They're going to try to bring him down before the duel. They do get it. And he buys back, immediately comes back in. EGM is stuck. Sing Sing here. Where is the Necrophos? Finally coming in around the back. There's one side that takes down Fear from half HP. Koikba is going to get the second off. No, he's stuck. There's one Ravage. That might be enough to kill Sing Sing. Second Ravage might be on the menu soon. There it is. Right when the duel starts, Pycat not able to swing away. He's going to die in the duel. Arteezy's going to win it. And now they might die as a result of what you said. No BKB on the Necro. He dies in the fight. Bulba, they have no detection again for Bulba. Is this even real life? Oh my god.
He's actually so silly, and he's actually just healing right now. He's at full life now.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I understand why he got the Lincoln Sphere now. They're trying to put Lincolns on whoever gets Reaper Sight, but I don't actually think it works that way. I think after you get the Reaper on you, you can't put Lincolns on someone.
Yeah, it starts. Bulba is dead. That was a cute move to Shadow Amulet, but did not work out. I mean, the bad news is that, again, EG has 2 heroes at their base just pushing out the lanes because they need this. They need the lanes to get pushed out. Roche is going to go down. Cheese is here as well as the Aegis. They're going to leave the Aegis for
I really
Arteezy.
cannot believe that they won that fight. And I honestly just believe it's because Necro does not have a BKB. They also decided to Reaper Sight the Pudge, which is quite interesting to me. I really think they need to save it for either the Storm Spirit.
I mean, what's Pudge really doing?
I guess it's just the Storm Spirit at this point, but now he's got the Aegis, so we've got ourselves a game again.
Lane is very pushed in still, and you know there is no Nature's Prophet. There is no one. Does anyone even have BOTs on the team EG? Nope.
Yeah, and if we look at the net worth, wow, look at that graph.
Yeah, that fight.
7,500 in favor of Team Tinker to almost 10,000 now in the favor of EG.
And XP looks even worse. Now BOTs are finished up for Arteezy.
Yep, Fear gonna get his Shiva's guard, so now he's getting exceptionally tanky, removing a lot of the auto attack damage coming out from the LC and the Bristleback. Arteezy does pick up his own Lincoln Sphere on top of 2,200 gold, so he's gonna be fairly tanky in these fights, and if he has the BKB and Lincoln Sphere on him, he's gonna be impossible to deal with during that 5-second duration.
See where he wants to initiate. Using a lot of his mana here to farm, but Koikba is in the back. They need to be
he has
careful how to
15
start
charges.
this.
It's
Yeah,
pretty fine.
comes up fast.
Oh, and Zai actually also with the Lincoln Sphere. So it looks like their plan is maybe to just stack all these Lincoln Spheres onto Arteezy.
And keep him from getting scythed. Seems like a real plan, I guess.
I mean, the problem is that they can actually pop them so easy. It's actually also, when they have a lot of Lincoln Spheres, it's very confusing when you're the player that is playing the hero that is mitigated by Lincoln Spheres because you have to keep track of 3 separate
Radiant
Lincoln
structures
Spheres.
are
So
fortified.
you're like, someone
Radiant's
says, "Oh, I
middle
just
tower
popped
is
Zai's
under
Lincoln
attack.
Sphere," and then so you have to keep track of
Radiant's middle
3
tower is
separate.
falling.
Yeah, I mean it's just actually really ridiculous.
First tier 2 goes down for EG. They win this game, it will be nothing short of a miracle. And there are some
it is
rares on the
possible.
line here. EG
Storm
witness.
is quite the hero in the late game.
Yeah, I mean, when he gets those Bloodstone charges up, his regen gets ridiculous. He has the Lincolns now as well. Finds himself a double damage rune.
Double damage.
And,
So I think at this point, Team Tinker actually just have to wait out the Aegis,
yeah.
and then
Because
once
they
the
need,
Aegis,
they need that Reaper sight.
Yeah,
to
they need the Reaper
really
Sight
put
on the
him away.
Storm. Yeah.
And I guess they do have 2. They could use 2 on Arteezy. But it's
And I
pretty
think
easy.
the main, like the best thing about these Lincoln Spheres is that they can't just blink duel you.
Yeah, unlike any of the heroes.
Yeah. So that's a really big initiation tool lost for Team Tinker at this point. Sure, they can take off the Lincolns very easily, but it's not going to be a good source of initiation anymore.
2 minutes left on the Aegis. Quick pause here. As we near the hour mark. In
This
this
has turned into quite
Storm
the game.
Spirit Pudge epic battle between Evil Geniuses and Team Tinker here.
It is worth noting that these mid-tier 4 towers are quite low, 210 and 790 respectively, and I think there might be a point in this game where maybe Tinker try to bait a fight somewhere and then relocate the Wisp and Legion commander into the mid lane, because Legion actually does tremendous damage to buildings, sitting at about almost 400 right-click damage, and with the heal, gaining a lot of attack speed. And I actually think if they were able to do that, they would actually just get 2 tier 4s, and then at that point, once creeps ever get to the throne, I mean, the throne's just getting damaged, and they can maybe even threaten to end the game.
And continue. I mean, this game just, I can't believe we've reached this point.
Yeah. I mean, I can't
Like-
believe that it's gotten to a point where it's this difficult for Team Tinker to win.
Yeah. I mean, you could point to the BKB, I think, on the Necro. That definitely seems like a real thing. But EG has just done a spectacular job in these fights. They've initiated them very well. Universe has done a good job
I mean,
getting
Universe
both Ravages off.
in that last fight just showed like really good patience. He
Yeah,
waited
till the second duel.
Yep.
Or the duel, rather. So
Waiting
here we
for
are,
all the
57
BKBs.
minutes in.
What a game so far.
Get back underway. Just a couple minutes left on this Aegis for Arteezy. He has 3,700 gold. I mean,
Team-
item-wise, he's pretty much out of slots.
on Arteezy.
Yeah, I mean, once this Aegis
Yeah.
is gone, he can grab something, but...
I mean, the good thing is that even with the Aegis being gone, if he dies once, he is going to respawn fairly quickly and does have those boots of travel, so...
Yeah. Even if he gets
Although,
scythed.
let's see, so he's at 15 charges, so that's 4 seconds a charge, so that's 40... 60... 60-something seconds, and then... So it's 60 seconds off his respawn, plus the,
Plus the 30.
plus the 30 additional, so... He's gonna have,
minus 30
he's gonna only
net.
have minus 30, and he's level 25, so he's actually gonna have a really long timer anyways.
And EG just still pushing creeps out here. I mean, imagine if there was only 1 Rax down, how much different this game would look.
Yeah, I actually think if there were only 1 Rax down, that EG would actually be in a very good position right now.
Unfortunately, that's not the
think,
case, but
Yeah.
it would
Because
be...
if they were
they could
only
just push through middle.
yeah, if they were only 1 Rax down, then these tier 4 towers would actually be under a lot less stress. They would have, I mean, the one on the right would probably be at full HP, and the one on the left would probably be at like half or something.
They're smoked up again. Can EG pull another fight out of a hat here?
I mean, I really hope that Koikva buys a BKB pretty soon, because honestly, I don't want to say this refresher instead of BKB is losing the game, but it's certainly not making
It has not
easy.
seen them. Yeah, it has not seen them win the game. I
And
mean, I don't
he
think he's
hasn't
used it
even-
once.
Okay, he might. Yeah, there we go. BKB for the Dagon. Excellent choice. He's also going to have 2 BKBs for this next fight. Most likely going to be able to get 2 Reaper Sights off finally, so... And he's also
So
going to have 2
basically-
Hexes.
Comes down to the if he gets initiated on by a hex. If he does, then he can still go down. There's still the double ravage if they chain them together. So there's still a lot of opportunity here for Quake to get locked down in these fights, but any sort of margin of error, he'll get the BKB
I think
off.
though that if EGM is really on point, that he can definitely save Quakeva from the first round of initiation. I don't think they can actually kill Quakeva during a Hex if EGM is very on point with his relocate.
EG, now their Aegis is gone. We'll see if Arteezy is going to fill out this slot and what it's going to be. Couple options. I mean, you could go for something like Scotty if you wanted to go that route. I mean, at this point,
Legion?
no, on the Storm to fill out his last slot.
Oh, I would like to see a damage item personally. Maybe a Daedalus.
They're converging in the top lane. Universe. This is not the initiation they want. This is way too obvious now. Sing Sing is going to turn on one. They're going to go on him. He gets pulled back. Initiation's there. They get one Ravage off. Can they get two? The second one. There it is. Boy. But still up in the air, but he's still very alive. They need to figure out a way to bring him down. There's the BKB, but is it too late is the question. Ethereal Blade comes out. Quakeva now with BKB. He gets brought down. Fear able to bring him to the ground. Now Sing Sing on the way out, and Team Tinker now in a lot of trouble. Again, they don't have detection for Bulba. Now it's Sing Sing guarding forward. Pycat is back up in this fight. And now they're finally going to kill Bulba as he tries to escape. Arteezy and Fear are on him. And what a wild fight again, as it looks like EG win another one.
And I have to say, that was a huge mistake from EGM. He
kept him way too close.
Yeah, he relocated way too close, and it actually, the Necrophos was still in range of the electric vortex. He just had to make sure that he relocated far enough away that it would break the vortex, and unfortunately for them, we were still pulling him in, and Tide was able to get off both Ravages before he was able to pop the BKB.
Yeah, and when he's the only one there, BKB or not, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Zai needs to be careful here. It does have the Lincolns, like we mentioned, so that duel not going to be quite as good. Maybe there's a room for initiation here. Arteezy, his mana coming back very quickly. 18 charges for him.
I mean, have Tinker just completely lost control of this game?
It seems like it. I mean, it's a balancing act for EG though. I mean, if the one fight goes badly for them, it's very easy for them to just lose.
So the Lincolns is picked up onto Pycat, so maybe in this next engagement they'll put the Lincolns onto the Necrophos to make sure that he doesn't get Storm initiated on and hexed, and that could be the beginning of the end for EG, just because I feel like if they aren't able to actually get a good engagement onto this Necrophos and he's able to BKB at full life and get 2 hexes off and 2 Reaper Scythes off, I think it's actually going to be very difficult for EG to win a fight. But crazier things have happened, as we've seen in this game. So
just in this game though, so far crazier things have happened, and EG looking for some sort of initiation here. They actually put the Lincolns. That's on to PPD. He darts forward. Arteezy so far forward. Pycat does get off the BKB. They do have dismember. They're going to lock him down. Quakeva here though as well. This might not be the fight EG was looking for. The BKBs are ticking down though. The refresher for Quakeva is going to be available if he needs to use that. Arteezy going to. Now the BKB almost done. He's caught. Silence brought down. Bulba now getting a good channel off, but no, they have detection now. They can see him. He goes down. Sing Sing now in the middle of the fight. Arteezy going to work slowly but surely. Tinker is falling, even with a much better initiation. Universe gets hooked away in the middle of that Ravage. Now Arteezy is going to go down. He gets brought down by the duel, but Zai somehow gets a double kill. That's on EGM. Visage going to go down, and in the end, it looks like a pretty even fight across the board, but Quakeva is dead. They don't get a scythe kill. PPD still alive.
Dire's middle tower
but it is a 3 for 2.
they actually kind of just Quakeva out to dry there in that fight. It's a little bit odd. I actually thought they were just going to relocate Sing Sing a short distance away so that they could re-engage. But in the end, they lose 3 for 2. Not the worst fight for Team Tinker. I mean, these fights are just so disorganized for Tinker at the moment.
Yeah, nothing seems to really be going their way in these fights. Again, we see another fight without the Reaper Scythe used. Arteezy back up very shortly after dying.
I really feel like, okay, so we talked about it before.
Refresher for Arteezy.
Yeah, that's just so that he can have 2 BKBs and 2 hexes. I actually think that's pretty good. I mean, obviously not the most efficient efficient item on Storm. It does give you the damage, but you're not really using the refresher for any of your abilities, just for the
But
items.
double hex is
But-
definitely not something to be trifled with. Now they
And
have
double
4.
BKB.
They have and double BKB. They have 4 really strong lockdowns with 2 ravages, 2 hexes, plus Universe has or not Universe. Someone else has that hex too though.
It's actually surprising to me that Tinker actually haven't tried for any backdoor plays, because let's say in that previous engagement, if they just sort of bait the Necrophos into a lane, and then one of the lanes is pushing, they can actually just relocate the Legion Commander. Legion Commander pops the BKB, they get the 2 tier 4s, and then they're threatening to kill the throne for the rest of the game. So I think it's a combination of like when you're team fighting this poorly, I think you just look for other ways to win the game when you're up 2 X's.
Fallen into the raid.
Roche dies pretty much
Dire's
instantly to
bottom tower is
Sing
under
Sing's
attack.
tons of damage, as well as all of Pycat's damage from the dual victories.
They do get the Abyssal Blade onto Sing Sing, but there are 3 Lincoln Spheres on the
Dire's
side of
bottom tower
EG, so
has fallen.
he's gonna have to be quite careful about how he uses that. He's gonna have to use the glue first on someone.
Over here now.
Clearing out the creep waves here as Tinker seem to be forming up for a normal push through bottom, and it seems
I mean, I
That's-
think if they have a coordinated 5v5 fight, they can still win these fights. But
a fight at EG base too is, I mean, for them, if they win it, then the game's just
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
If
yeah.
they lose it, it's not that bad.
I mean, they do have the cheese. Okay, that's actually quite important to have the cheese on Wisp, because he can instantly heal someone with massive amounts of life in
Yep.
this team fight. So
And he has 1500 life himself, so there's a limit there on the healing.
but it is 1.5 times, I believe.
No,
So-
they're gonna move forward. He's gonna catch Koikba. Is Arteezy actually gonna be able to kill Koikba here? There are so many arrows here. He is gonna be able to get him. EGM trying to come in and save him, but now he's gonna fall as well. And these pickoffs are just so brutal on the side of Team Tinker. Is EGM? He has to use the cheese. He's gonna make it out of here, but using the cheese for it, is that worth it? This game just got way harder, I think. Now with Necro dead for another 30 or another 80 seconds, no cheese for the next fight.
I
What a
just
wild
don't
game.
understand what Tinker are doing right now. They know the only way that they lose this game is if they're constantly getting picked off down alone, and they just keep getting picked. And it's not even just the last one. In the previous fight, they only had 3 people top, and then they got engaged on by all 5 members of EG. They lost the fight. And it doesn't seem like, it would be one thing if there was a 3v5 in the top lane, and then your other 2 heroes were maybe pressuring bottom lane or the mid lane, pressuring the tier 4s, but it just seems like they're just not very coordinated in their decision making.
And someone smoked up. These guys smoked up. Pycat and Bulba.
But
Bulba's
can
still
they get
holding on to the
anything
Shadow
done?
Amulet. Jesus.
I mean, they can't really duel any of these heroes with the they're gonna have to lead with a cask, and that's kind of awkward. I don't think it's actually very reasonable to lead with a cask into duel. Maybe Pycat should have gone for an item that instantly disables the Lincoln Sphere. Possibly even something like a Force Staff, so he could blink, Force Staff, and then duel, sort of like what you see on Bat Riders. Just to give him, a bit of kill pressure onto Arteezy, because right now Arteezy is playing fairly confident, because how can they initiate on him? They have to pop this Lincoln's, and there's no items besides this Hex onto Koikva that instantly cancels it.
Yeah. And now EG, they're pushing the lanes out. Oh, Universe makes it out. They're trying to find a way to bring this fight to the Tinker base. They've been winning these fights. The only thing keeping them from winning the game was the positioning that these fights have been happening in. So now they push out the lanes. They bring the fight to the Tinker base. This could be very dangerous for Team Tinker.
Yeah, and the lanes are being pushed out by the birds from Zai. Zai pushing up the mid lane with the birds. The top lane is going to push into the base of EG, but it's probably going to be about another minute before those creeps actually enter the base of EG.
Pycat is not here at all. He does not have a TP. He is not here. If EG knew this, I suspect they might be a little bit more gung-ho of on initiating here.
Oh, over here now.
Arteezy darting back and forth. Maybe trying to bait out some usage of spells here, but
Yeah, EG aren't going to be able to push this because once this top, the top lane's just pushing in too hard. It's going to reach the base in about 30 to 40 seconds. And then once it reaches the base, they're going to have to send someone back or they're at risk of losing a tier 4. Yeah.
They can't really afford that at this point. Now they're going to back up.
Radiant's bottom tower is
EG
Don't really
making
have
an
much
attempt
choice.
there. They make an attempt there at a fight, but not initiating. They'd have to dive far into the base, and bad things can happen if that. I mean, do you think if they had known that Podcat wasn't there, do you think they would have just gone for that?
Maybe it's still a bit risky because they don't know the buyback situation on the side of Tinker. I imagine they assume that Koikpa had buyback, even though he didn't. They probably assume that Sing Sing, but rightfully so, Sing Sing does have buyback. And they are going to get a second Heaven's Halberd. So that is an item. Does Heaven's Halberd proc Lincoln's? I don't believe it does.
That's
Actually,
I have no idea. We're reaching the rounds here. Oh my god. Dude, Tide has a basher.
Sure.
This is the kind of clown status that this game has reached. 70 minutes in now. Getting your money's worth for season number 2. You can buy the ticket in the store. Go for Dota season 2.
It's disabled by Lincoln's or blocked. I mean by Lincoln's. That's unfortunate. Oh, actually, just look up Lincoln's. Maybe that'll show.
We're doing some research here.
Doing some research in the game. I mean, nothing's really happening right now. So
Yeah, they're just farming. Fear has an Aghanims, and you bought out for that. No money left.
it does. Okay, so it does block the disarm. So actually, quite a good item, and I think it's actually a good item on both of these heroes. So they can actually use it to instantly cancel the Lincoln Sphere. So he is going to be able to blink and then Heaven's Halberd and then duel him. So I thought there might be an interaction where it doesn't disable Lincolns because, I mean, Dota. There's actually been so many. There's been so many changes actually to Lincoln Sphere, like in the last year. It's actually quite difficult to keep up with all the changes. It's
Well,
like
EG is formed up. They're smoked up. They're gonna be
looks
trying.
Like,
they're gonna.
Sing Sing is starting to work on his Mjolnir.
Arteezy going down to the bottom lane here. Gonna dart forward, trying to create some opportunity. This
What a
is
crazy
ring
game
around
this
the
has
rosy.
evolved to.
I know.
Zai does pick up his own Mjolnir, so gonna have that additional right-click damage as well as probably putting that buff onto Fear, who's up to 4,200 life from the Flesh Sheath days.
And he's also gonna have
And-
Dismember regaining him.
Oh, he has the
HP.
Aghanims.
He bought the
Excellent.
Aghanims. He is gonna be quite hard to kill.
And honestly, Pudge is a really difficult hero to kill in the late game once he gets these stacks up. And he's got a lot of armor, so a lot of effective HP on this hero, and the additional magic resistance from Flesh Sheep.
Yep. He is.
Man, EG might be in a good position. I mean, they're getting really tanky on these heroes. It's quite difficult to kill Arteezy. And
Well, they're moving in on
they
EGM.
found
They're using
EGM.
Hex on it. He is very dead. Gonna fall. Oh, maybe not. Mech. Maybe gonna save some death ward coming down. Universe comes in, gets off the Ravage on Koikaba. He's stuck. He's gonna go down again without using anything. Sing Sing coming forward here. Arteezy needs to get away from him, getting right click down. Now, turning back, going to work. Halberd activated. There's the BKB by Bull, but he's already used the death ward. They're in full retreat. Zai darting forward now. There's the Shadow Element as he moves through. That's not gonna work. Now Bulba goes back, paralyzing cast. Gonna get procced on the Lincoln Sphere. Now it looks like Team Tinker. Everyone dying. Arteezy coming back. Bulba is down. Only 2 buybacks available here. Highcat, where is he? Way up in the north, up by the secret shop. Fear back in the base. What an almost unbelievable.
They do almost lose the tier 4. It does survive with 16 life. And man, Koikba must be kicking himself for his performance in this game. It's very un-Koikba-like.
Looks like Universe might go down here. He is gonna get dueled. He is dead.
Yeah. Heaven's Halberd definitely paying off. Is able to cancel up that Lincoln's and then get the easy duel off onto Universe, picking up the kill. And it looks like I don't even think any of Team Tinker are actually gonna have to buy back. And I mean, that's just the advantage of being ahead 2 racks.
Yep. So this is why this is such an uphill battle for EG, even though they are now very ahead in both net worth and XP. actually closing this game out. Going to be difficult, but now Arteezy has found Pycat. There's one. They disable the Lincolns. Does he have the pull? No, he used that to disable it. Now Pycat needs to be careful as in comes EGM. Arteezy turns on the BKB. Do they have enough damage to bring down Pycat? Arteezy needs to be careful here. 17 Bloodstone charges. Gets over the hill. Amazing job there with that. And he's out. And theirs are dying. Fear moves forward. EGM, he's going to go down here. Pycat, he's going to die as well. The Ethereal Blade bringing him down. And EG have taken their first set of racks here at 75 minutes.
Ethereal Blade is actually doing a tremendous amount of damage because of his
200
strength.
Oh my god.
Are EG actually going to win this game?
I mean, it looks like it right now. Wisp has buyback. Pycat does not. Arteezy is moving forward here quickly, regenning a lot. 17 charges on the Bloodstone. Even if he gets sight, I mean, if he gets sight, he'll die for a while, but no refresher. And oh boy, Pycat is disconnected. Auto pause. And some notes here from our stat man who had to leave as he is quite injured, but he cannot resist himself. And this is the first Storm Spirit refresher ever on record. And
I think it's quite good, actually. It
seems to be working out.
It refreshes the Lincolns as well. So.
And third E-Blade Pudge. The other two are by Dendy with 100% win rate. And it has not been built since October 2012. And again, all this is in pro play. And
that's pretty much the last time Pudge was played.
Yeah.
Kappa.
Wow.
I think Dendy's played it like 2 times since then or something.
Since they take away fountain hooking, it's like, no, please. Well, we're at the 10th longest game of 6.82 as of a couple of minutes ago. And so, the longest match is 101.
I mean, I don't think this game's actually going to end anytime soon because Tinker weren't actually forced to use any buybacks. So even if EG are able to win this next engagement, there's probably going to be a lot of buybacks coming up from Team Tinker.
EG does just use his. Lincoln's popped on Arteezy. He's just bringing down the creeps here. Sing.
Not the biggest deal.
Standing in the front as Mjolnir, almost ready to go. And oh my god, EGM, Alliance style is in the base, taking the tier 4.
Did that just happen?
I mean, it only had 16 HP, so Arteezy now is Lincoln's up, charging into the base, trying to take down the set of racks. EG trying to even up the rack situation.
Okay. They do have a goal, so they need to go on Arteezy. They can't just allow this for free.
Now he's going to move forward. Fear takes down EGM. Pulling up instantly. Universe, 7 seconds till double ravage. And if Team Tinker get caught here chasing EG, you know, it does not look like they're going to pursue. But
Tinker actually just need to sit in their base at the moment, and
damage is done.
it looks like EG is actually going to get their hands on. They had 1 Aegis previously, but I think the last 3 or 4 Aegises have gone on the side of Team Tinker. But who's going to actually carry this on the side of EG?
I mean, he can put the refresher.
Oh,
he could put the refresher on the board.
Yeah, he's going to do that, it looks like. So he's gonna kill him, well, not kill himself, but he'll die and then have the refresher close by so that he can give it to himself right when he respawns, use the refresher again. And he's gonna be able to pop his BKB and Hex once again. They are smoked up on the side of Team Tinker. They could actually get this kill middle on Arteezy, but he does have the Aegis, so probably not the kill they want. Define Rapier.
Zai has a Rapier. This is not a hero out of his. You know, at this point, anyone could buy a Divine Rapier, but I was not expecting.
I mean, he is very farmed. He has 2700 HP.
Jesus
Christ. He has 45 armor with the.
You know, the other thing is that Zai is definitely not a target in these fights. He's been living throughout them, so him having that Rapier, you know, he's not a priority. Because if they're prioritizing Zai, then that means Arteezy is going ham.
Grave Chill does give you 64 attack speed, so.
What an unlikely end to this game. This is the end. Rapier purchased by Zai on the Visage, and I would be willing to bet there are not too many Rapiers on pro play on Visage.
Oh no! If goes down here, he does have the buyback, I believe.
He's dead.
He does have the buyback.
And you're right, man. I mean, he cannot be happy with the way he's been playing this game.
Yeah.
12 and 11. He's died a lot, been out of position a lot. 30,000 gold lead for Evil Geniuses. And
I think this might be
this
over.
they might just win now.
I mean, I don't think they can deal with the Aegis. I think in a straight-up fight they could still win, but man,
Unbelievable game. 77 minutes in here in Dota Pit, and now Arteezy is reaching the high ground, going to try to figure out a way to end this game. Going to work on the racks. One is dead. Now they pull Sing Sing back. That might be one of the more crucial hooks they've gotten thus far. Can they actually do anything to him? He is still alive there. Looks like he is going to back up. Necros has to buy back. Universe moves forward. Sing Sing is exploded. Refresher orb used there by Universe. There's another buyback on the Bristleback. Arteezy gets hooked back by Fear. A little miscommunication there. And I can imagine the things that Arteezy is saying. Yeah. Well, they move forward. There's Hex out on Fear. Universe moves forward. Unfortunately, the BKB is used for Bycast, so he's going to work in the fight still. The Death Ward, Bulba gets it off now. Very hectic fight. Fear's going to go down. Arteezy, though, going to work. Koikwa, he might come back up and be over to Reaper's side. If he does, maybe this game turns around. Divine is on the ground. Who has picked it up? Universe gonna go down here. Now Arteezy comes back. Koikwa's in the fight, but he's BKB. They're hard pressed to kill him. Buyback's coming back. Universe is here, does not have a Ravage. Here, just to right click away. Gets a dash proc on Sing Sing. Moving forward, Arteezy able to take down EGM. Bristleback dead as well. Necropos is dead. He's used a Reaper Scythe. I have no idea who he used that on.
okay.
Highcast still alive as well, but now they're just charging for the tier 4s. They need to go heal up.
Yeah.
Refresher's used too.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Who did he
Quaker
scythe?
really had that game. He Reaper Scythed Fear, but it got blocked by Intense.
Oh my god, and the EG won! GG, the throne is dead! What a game! Evil geniuses.
Unbelievable.
With one of the most ridiculous games I've seen in quite a long time.
The players with the banter, that sarcastic. Oh
And
boy.
It's in the books. Evil geniuses win.
Unbelievable.
2-0 here.
A